Hello there, this is Michael Gio, and today I want to show you these mushrooms, Omphalotus illudens or jack-o'-lantern mushroom. This mushroom is spectacular. This mushroom looks so good, look beautiful, the colors are great, for pictures in the forest is great, but it could be highly toxic. And one of the most important thing is like this mushroom share the niche with other mushrooms that could get confused. They have similar tones, similar colors, and they are specific chanterelles. Now, if you look at the chanterelles and these mushrooms, you can find specific characteristics that separate them apart. But the problem is just what I just mentioned. They share the same niche. You start seeing these kinds of mushrooms, especially in the late summer, after those rains from late summer and early fall. And then you can still see these mushrooms through the entire fall. But because they share the same niche, that means they can grow close to each other. And if, for example, you are collecting chanterelles and then you remove one of these small ones that could potentially look like a chanterelle, you are mixing chanterelles with this highly toxic organism, in this case this mushroom, and of course you can get ill. So my intention is to show you about this mushroom and at the same time show you at least a few of the differences that you then can identify this poisonous mushroom versus the actual good chanterelle, which is not this one, but like I said, it can get confused. Another very good characteristic of this mushroom is like it can emit light. It is bioluminescent. And if you see in these areas of the lamella, especially when these mushrooms are open and exposing the spores, you can see light coming out of this mushroom. Stay tuned.
These jack-o'-lantern mushrooms are fairly easy to identify. However, there are some edible mushrooms that are similar in color, that share the same niche, and can be confused. As I mentioned before, these are the chanterelles. Jack-o'-lanterns, it grows in clusters on wood. Its colors are bright orange. Its gills run down the stem. It has a white to pale yellow spore print, and its flesh, when slide open, is orange or orangey. In North America, it is common fall mushroom to the east of the Rocky Mountains and is frequently found in urban settings, sprouting from or around dead trees and stumps. In Europe, it is a northern species, and in the south, it is replaced by Omphalotus olearius. The jack-o'-lantern mushroom is sometimes confused, as I mentioned before, with chanterelles, especially when they grow on the forest floor rather than from dead wood. This could be because of a root. The mushroom can come or grow from the roots, but it looks like it's coming from the ground just like the chanterelles. However, chanterelles rarely grow in dense clusters and feature false gills, while the jack-o'-lantern is usually clustered and featured really true gills and decurrent gills. This is important when picking up chanterelles. You do not want to pick up a solitary jack-o'-lantern and put it on a chanterelle basket. This is the reason why you must check each chanterelle after you pick them up. Its gill often exhibit a weak green bioluminescence when it's fresh. It is believed that this display serves to attract insects to the mushroom's gills during nighttime, which can then distribute its spores across a wider area. You can see in this picture, this is a cluster with the light turned on and the same cluster with no light. In order to do this, you could set up your camera to take pictures with the light, then change your parameters to detect high ISO, then the highest aperture possible depending of your lens, and the shutter speed to 25 to 30 seconds, obviously depending of what you're capturing and the amount of light. But it is better if you go to a room that is completely pitch black. Check this out. The bioluminescent in this mushroom is the result of a compound called luciferin, which react with oxygen in the presence of an enzyme called luciferase. This reaction releases energy in the form of visible light. While the glow is faint to the human eye, it is more noticeable in complete darkness. You could see it if you go to a room that is completely pitch black, and after your eye get accustomed to the dark and your pupils are completely dilated. The eastern jack-o'-lantern is poisonous to humans when eaten either raw or cooked, and typically cause vomiting, cramps, and diarrhea. Maybe it won't kill you, but it has the potential, and it could be very dangerous. Although some other literature claims the name is a synonym of Omphalotus olearius, phylogenetic analysis confirmed that two are different species, illudens and olearius. Another mushroom that can get confused but only in early stages is the Sarmillaria caspitosa, and that one is the ringless honey mushroom. When they're young, they look alike. However, obviously the Sarmillaria would grow like what you see here, completely open and very pale cream color. Now, on the Sarmillaria, there's a species that grow a little bit more yellow, but it's a very light yellow, while the jack-o'-lantern is fully orange. The ringless honey mushroom is edible when it's completely cooked, and obviously the jack-o'-lantern is not.
The smell of this is terrible. It smells like very strong, moldy, mushroomy. So just by the smell, you know that there gotta be something wrong with this mushroom.